Earlier this week, I received a call from a client who I had just done a review for the previous week, and it was this fellow and his wife. She didn't look well, but we thought it was cold or something like that. Turns out it was pneumonia, and she died on Monday. The client called me on Tuesday asking just what did he need to do. He was in the eye of the storm, clearly very upset, heavily grieving. And this is something which it does happen, not just insurance claims. These are retirees who have been looking after their pension funds for well over a decade. And we helped them get to that point for 10 odd years beforehand. So it's not in the manual. What do you do? What do you say? How do you approach it? What is the right thing to do? Our firm's we're in our 51st year, clearly not always me, but we've had a lot of time to, I think, get this right. And the way that we approach it is to simply say, there's nothing to do. In the very first instance, you can't process anything without a death certificate. You're probably going to need a birth certificate. We'd already set things up. There's a reversionary pension in place. Sure, there's some paperwork that relates to that, but they don't need to do something like that right now. What they need to do is, unfortunately, the process of organising potentially a funeral and those sorts of services, contacting family, basically just getting on and grieving and getting through these horrible first couple of weeks. So I said to the client pretty much that. Don't do anything. Focus on what you need to focus on. Everything's already in hand. We've prepared for this moment, and we weren't expecting it now, clearly. We had a further discussion because I know them quite well, and we reminisced about what a wonderful life he and his wife had together and all the amazing trips and so forth. But he really thanked me for at least putting his mind at ease. For what it's worth, I mentioned to him, contact no one in relation to, don't go and tell the bank. There's no point. Get through this process first. Don't run the risk of having accounts frozen. It's neither here nor there. The same from the pension side. We haven't contacted the administrator to let them know, this is what's happened. There's no proof of that it's happened at this point. So why not wait a few weeks and then do it in a very controlled fashion? So I hope that helps, but also what a wonderful job we do and that you do. And clients, when you're in the eye of the storm, they appreciate just that really sound, solid position where everything has already been organised, and we'll get to it in a few weeks. Thank you.